Alright, doing a slate in 2, 1. Howdy folks, it's Zach, and welcome back to my gaming channel. And today we're talking about Final Fantasy Raid Exodus and some of the announcements that have come out about what is coming up next. Now, I just did one full take of this video, and it took me over 30 minutes to get through. So we're trying to do this now in under 15. So hopefully we've organized our thoughts, we've had a good practice run through, and now we're just going to go for it. Little tips, this is me pulling the veil away from the YouTube curtain so you can see behind it just a little bit. Or at least I should say, I will usually try to do at least one run through ahead of time. And if the first take just goes really long, I come into my second one rambling at the start. Alright, so let's take a look at this. First up, you know what, before we talk about anything else, let's just talk a little bit about the 7-star release that we got surprised with. I'm going to tell you guys, I am a free-to-play player. I come at this game with a different lens than maybe some of the other YouTubers out there. Some of the other YouTubers out there, I know Clake tries really hard to be free-to-play, but I also think, too, people donate to his YouTube channel. So he does get a little bit of a bigger resource pool, I think, than some of the rest of us. Guys like Howl, who are just unbelievably good at breaking down units. I'm not exactly sure what their situation is. All I know is that a lot of teams, these guys have really, really good gear and a lot of great units. So sometimes I don't know what their operating budget is, but I live in Los Angeles where rent for an apartment can be $3,000. It's expensive. It is hard to live out here. And so my operating budget for this game is nothing. It's not even low. It's nothing, okay? All I have is what I can get through the game. So when I look at these banners, I may be looking at them with different eyes. If you are a free-to-play player, you know, then I'm speaking to you, I hope. And if you're not, if you're a dolphin or a whale, hey man, I'm just excited as you are, and more power to you, dude. I envy you from the bottom of my heart to be able to just come into this game and buy, you know, go and chase after whatever you like. It's a really great feeling. And someday, hopefully I could be like you too. Anyway, let's take a look at these 7-star units. Now, why is this important? This is a resource dump, guys. You have to understand, we have a new banner coming out. It's NieR. We'll take a look at that in a minute. And we have currently going right now the 2 units from the FanFesta, which are Beryl and Elspirus on their own banner. So this is coming out, and they didn't announce it coming, as a surprise resource dump to try to get you to invest into these units before the next banner comes out, because they know for a lot of people they will see somebody on here like Elfrida. Elfrida is a really great example. She has Martial Glove. Martial Glove is probably the best TMR for true double hand units, and trying to get 2 Martial Gloves, you know, just radically advances the attack power that you have on a true double hand unit. The true double hand unit right now is Hio. He is the guy to beat. He is the 7-star, you know, dude for true double hand. 2 Martial Gloves is a perfect fit. So what do? They take somebody like that, they put her on a banner with, you know, a few other 7-star units, and they put them all on a step-up banner. And I'd have to find the step-up banner logo in the news. But here's the problem with this, guys. When you see this many 5-star units together, you have to understand that even if it's a regular... I had this all practiced out and rehearsed. Here we go. Alright. So they have a step-up banner, they have a regular draw banner. Your odds of getting these characters becomes astronomically low. When you do the math in your head, you only have a 3% chance on a 11 summon, you know, 3% chance to get this unit. On an 11 pull, that I think that bumps up just a little bit, maybe to like 5%. With 5 units on there, then you only have maybe a 1% chance of getting that unit. Lower if it's only a 3% chance on a you know, 5K pull. And then to top that off, depending on how many units of these guys you already have, let me use me as an example. I already have 7-star Baltier and I have 7-star Roy. I don't really need either one of these units. I just had 3 of these guys lying around because I got them through like ticket summons and all sorts of other things. The things I would want would be a CG Sakura, 2 Frevias, because I don't have Frevia at all, or 1 Elfrida. Alright? My odds of actually getting one of those 3 characters to meet that goal is pretty low. If it's 3% chance of pulling a 5-star and there's 5 5 stars to choose from, then that's 3% divided by 5 different units, and then you have your actual percentage of what you may get. I think I'm doing the math on that right. It's bad. It's really bad. And the more of these units you already have, and the less you're looking for out of this, the worse that summon gets for you. Because let's say you have 2 Martial Gloves, you have 2 CG Sakuras, you have Baltier, you have Roy. All you need is Frevia, 1 more Frevia. Your odds of actually landing her on a 7-star banner are really awful. So keep this in mind, guys, that these step-up banners, and even on the step-up banner, you'd have to dump 15k Lapis on that step-up banner. It's a 3-step banner to get a guaranteed 1 of those 5 units, but you don't know which one of those 5 you're going to get. Very tricky. It's a resource dump to prevent you from coming into this with full guns blazing. All right, so the NieR banner, I keep fumbling over the word automata. I don't know. I keep fumbling over that, so I just say the NieR banner. We're just going to run with that. The NieR banner is pretty freaking great because the other event that we're going to talk about in a second is the Neir Raid boss. In the Neir Raid boss, you will get 5% Moogles from your summoning rewards, and they all go to these characters. And I still have all of their Trust Moogles from the last time this event showed up. If I can grab an A2, I can have Beast Lord just like that. So very exciting in that respect. If you're coming back to this event, you're probably coming in like fully ready to bear on getting all of their Trust Masteries again. In this banner, there's a few really good Trust Masteries to keep in mind, even with the current 7-star meta. I'm looking at 9S, specifically in Pod 153. Even though there's a lot of really good chainers out there and a lot of really great damage dealers, I have found a lot of life in Pod 153. I have 3 of them from the last time this event came around, and I recommend them to anybody. Anytime you do an event where you have bonus units and they're all fighting through battles and you probably have 1 ringer with them, it's nice to have all of those units all chained together, especially if you can equip them with an elemental weapon you have a lot of. So in one raid I got what's that dark thing? Breath of Rose. Breath of Rose is like a dagger. It's got dark element attached to it. It's not really strong, but if you have 3 units, each with Pod 153 and each with Breath of Rose, well, now you have all these characters chaining elemental damage with each other, and then you can have one guy come in and just pop everything up at the top. And most people can equip daggers. Most people, everybody can equip an accessory, and there you go. Or Pod 153, I use it a lot in the arena. I'll just give it to somebody who, somebody like Ayaka. Okay, well, Ayaka, she's not really a damage dealer, but her putting out some type of damaging move, like Frozen Hurricane, Toxic Rain, or Mirage from Pod 153, adds to the chain everybody else is doing. Love it. Absolutely love it. 2B and A2, their original Trust Masteries are good if you also get them as a 7-star unit. They're not really that much to write home about this hot second. The cool thing is, though, you might get them for free if you are doing the raid and getting the right Trust Moogles. So, very, very useful there. Eve is really such a crappy guy to see back on this banner, I can't even tell you. 210 is actually pretty handy. She's got Mechanical Heart as her Trust Mastery. Awesome, awesome Trust Mastery. You will always see this in the arena on, physical tanks, magical tanks, healers. It's just, it's great because when you take damage, physical damage, you have a chance to regen health at the end of that turn. And so as like a reflex action, I've had tanks with Mechanical Heart equipped that never needed healing throughout an entire boss fight in, in an actual trial. They would just get hit and just like, all right, I took that and now I'm regenerating all that health back. It's unbelievable. And the more things hit you, or try to hit you, then the more possibilities you have to regen and have Mechanical Heart proc. Really, for a unit that's only a 3-star to get, that's an unbelievably cool, TMR. So, here's the problem with this banner. The problem is that the Eve is still on it. And I don't like Eve. Eve, he's not a good damage dealer. He's not anybody you're looking for in any way, shape, or form. And because there's 3 5-star bases when you pull for this, you have a very high chance of getting Eve and not getting A2 and 2B. Now, I never got A2 the last time this came around. I got 1 copy of 2B and 3 Eves! I was not happy about that. Alright? And I could just kind of feel that coming this time, too. Here's the other thing to consider. 2B and A2 are going to come in, and I guarantee you they're going to knock your socks off with their damage abilities at 7-star. 2B, I already know for sure, is just going to be a killer of things. Her new 7-star ability list make it so that she doesn't have to wait to use some of her highest damaging moves. She doesn't have to do the prep. She can just start, unleashing them. And even though most people have said negative things about her Limit Burst, still, her Limit Burst was one of those things that could instantly kill a Gaian. Back in the day, having 2 of her pumped up right on the right turn, she and another unit of herself would just annihilate a Gaian with her Limit Burst. That was then. Now, I'm pretty sure with all the pump ups and stuff, it'll still be a very, very good Limit Burst. A2 is kind of a weird unit because I don't know what her global upgrades are going to look like. In Japan, she's got a whole different toolkit than she does here. Here, she's a little bit of like a rage damage dealer. You pump up her Limit Burst, you activate that Limit Burst, and she goes like into rage beast mode and just starts, whacking the crap out of stuff. Can pretty much guarantee it's going to be strong. The problem is, and why I don't think you should too heavily overinvest into these characters, is that they don't chain well with other people. They chain well with units, with themselves, but they do not chain with others. So a good example would be like Hio. Sorry, I got an itch in my nose. I keep rubbing after it. If you see that happening, it's just because there's dust in the air or something. And I'm like, Urgh! It happens. It happens. We're just gonna roll with it. It is what it is. Hio has Divine Ruination chaining, so anybody with Divine Ruination family can chain with him, and that's awesome. 2B and A2 though are very unique hit frames. And unless that changes, which there's no indication that it will, then that means you can have 2B, but she's really chaining with another 2B, a friend's 7-star 2B, or same story with A2. They're very specialized. I think they're still good to have in your arsenal if you can get them, but I don't think you should be going all in for them because they are very specialized against mechanical bosses primarily because their innates are for machine killer. And you will probably only see a friend unit pull them out when there is a machine boss somewhere on the table. So you'll probably see it for this raid. You would probably see it if another unit or another boss like Omega comes out again, where it's a machine boss that needs a lot of DPS. You would probably see the 7-star A2 and the 7-star 2B get pulled out to start killing that thing in the first week or two. So that's kind of the situation. You're not going to see 2B or A2 very much after the NieR event is done this time, and people are going to probably switch back to their Hios. The next really big go-to unit that I can think of is probably Jacked and Orin, and they're coming up on the Final Fantasy X banner. I think that comes out early February of next year, of 2019, so it's a couple months away, but it's not that far. And so I don't think, as a free-to-play player, going all in on this banner is a good idea. I do think you should do at least 1, maybe even 2 summons for it. 2B and A2, they're just too good to miss. I have 2B. I would love to have a second 2B and get that 7-star version of her. Love to. Because just having her in my toolkit as a really heavy damage-dealing machine killer is awesome. I already have 7-star Aileen, but Aileen didn't get the damage upgrades at 7-star that 2B is going to get. 2B is going to get some sick ones. And I still have some faith that people on my friends list would also have a 7-star 2B or A2 in there as well. Of the 2 of these units, I think, from what I know, before at 5-star, A2 was considered the better DPS. I think at 7-star, though, I think it's going to switch over to 2B. So she won't have to wait on, she can use her moves more readily available. And she doesn't have to wait and prep as much as she did. I think she's going to be the more valuable chainer and the more valuable unit of the 2 of them. So that's a good thing. If you already have 2B and you never got A2 before like I did, I think you're actually in better shape for this banner to come around. Also, I'm really lucky. I still have all the Trust Moogles from when I did this event the last time, so if I do get any of these units, I can pop it immediately on and have their Trust Mastery ready to roll. I had all these... This is why, guys, it's not a bad idea as a free-to-play player to be a pack rat. Save up Trust Moogles from specialized banners like this, especially if it's at 100%. I already have Beast Lord ready to go. If I landed A2, I have Beast Lord right away. If I landed 2B, I have another Virtuous Contract right away. If I land a 9S, I have Pod 153, and if I get a 210, I can get another Mechanical Heart. I've saved up all those Trust Moogles from before. I never got rid of them, because when that banner, now it's back, I'm going to do a pull, and even if I don't get all the units I want, I will still probably walk away with a bunch of Trust Masteries, or a unit that I can fill up and get their Trust Mastery for during the raid event. Which actually brings us to the next part. Let's actually talk a little bit about the raid. Destroy the machine life form. This is the NieR event, and there's not really a good picture of the boss here, which kind of blows. But the prizes are still the same. Virtuous Cruel Oath, Iron Will, Heavy Armor. None of these prizes are really that great except for Cruel Oath. That one, if you're a free-to-play player and you're still working up to get good rewards, I would say do the 10-man Chamber of Arms and struggle through that and get Sasuke's katana, because that has automatic dual wield on it. That's a really, really great katana that you can just get through the game. There's a couple katanas like that, but this is super easy. I mean, it's a non-thinking blade. You just do the event, you get the materials to craft the blade. And it has it does have a boost if you hit low enough health. So, characters like Elspirus, if you could squeeze that on her somehow, might be okay, but you're going to lose a lot from True Double Hit. Anyway, all I'm saying is it's free. The rest of this stuff, though, is pretty crappy. There's really nothing, no weapon you can craft here that's really worth it. That helm isn't bad if you're starting off, though, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, no reason not to do the event. Jump in there. We were able to polish this guy off in, I think, one turn back in the day. No reason that the new 7-star meta isn't going to be able to just smash through this thing. Farm it, farm it, farm it, farm it. Get the pots, get the tickets, get the free stuff the swag that they give you. They're going to give you a lot of copies of this unit down here. Adam, merge them together, get his Trust Mastery. No reason not to. Seriously, he's not really that great a unit. He's a freebie, but like I said, get his Trust Mastery. What was his Trust Mastery? I don't even remember. Vengeful Wrath. It's not that great. Don't worry about that. But yeah, get him, sell him, whatever you're gonna do with it. That's the fun thing about raiding, is that it's really just used as a vehicle to go ahead and buff up the units you do really like. 7-star release, part 8. All right, and so this part we already know about. This is actually, excuse me, we've already seen these guys. So what they're going to do, though, is that now that they have a 7-star version, this banner is coming out too and competing with the Elfrida banner as well. I got to tell you guys, again, resource dump. If they had CG Sakura, Elfrida, Lauren, and Lunera all in the same banner, I would have said to go for it, because those units all together would be worth it. Here, there's only two units here that I would say would be worth summoning for. That's Lunera and Lauren, and I think you're better off just saving unit of choice tickets and just pulling them out of the pack. I already have a Lunera at 7-star, and I could use a Lauren. I like her breaking ability. I really like her breaking ability. So I might use something like a unit of choice tickets to just grab her. I don't think it's worth summoning on this banner, though, to try to get any of these units. So the other banner had a little bit more potential because Elfrida was on it. Elfrida, CG Sakura, who I love that unit. And, oh, I can't remember the other one. But I was like 3 out of 5. Here, it's 2 out of 5. Not really all that great. All right, so that is the news events. I don't think I missed anything. Units for 7-star awakening, A2 and 2B, maintenance. All right, so I think we're good. So I shaved 10 minutes off. 10 minutes off the time. So free-to-play players coming up. The 2 7-star awakening banners that we just pointed out. Like I said, they're a resource dump. I wouldn't put any lapis into them, to be honest. I would use maybe a unit of choice ticket. Maybe. When it comes to the... oh, wait, you know what? I just turned off my screen. What? Okay, there we go. Whoops. My bad. When it comes to all the different summon banners coming out, I would say skip Beryl and Elfrida, or Elspiris, do at least one pull on the NieR banner. I think that's definitely worth it. Even the weaker 3-star units there and 4-star units there have something cool to offer. 9S has got a very cool TMR that I still think is really handy. You know, Mechanical Heart, definitely very handy, and you're going to get a lot of Trust Moogles for their TMRs. Definitely pull at least once on there, and hopefully you may even get 2B or A2, and if you're really lucky, maybe 2 of them. I have had that happen before. Adventure Aileen, I actually got 2 of her on the same pull. I only did 1 pull. I got 2 of her. Unbelievably lucky. Very happy with that. As far as the 2 7-star Awakening banners, no. Unless you have tons of Lapis, and then maybe, but I just think your odds are way too low of getting the 1 unit you want. I think it's better you save up, work really hard, get those unit of choice tickets, and then go after the 1 unit you need, that you know you need and can get, or you wait till a smaller banner where there's not so much competition for it. And that brings us, last but not least, to the raid event. Do it. Just do it. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you right now. So hopefully, as the raid comes up, we will show you some tips and tricks on how to put a team together. It's really not rocket science. Raids are pretty easy. You're basically just throwing in people with Machine Killer. Trauminator Swords, Aileen, any of the NieR banner units are going to be great for it. If you have Aileen's Super Trust Mastery, the goggles. Oh, I think that I have that on my Hio right now. And I'll just show you that. Like this guy here, the scanning goggles, perfect. Stuff like that. You're basically just going to find any way you can to put Machine Killer on a couple units who can chain together and just go for it. You'll have a great time. And even though this says raid, I actually merged this up to do my Odin fight last night. So I've just been way relaxed on getting my Espers. But we got Odin on the first try. Thanks to these guys. Loving it. Alright, so that's what we got for you guys. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. That encourages me to make more videos like this. And we will see you next time.